All right, I'm on hole number 9 of the Safari Sunrise Tournament. I'm in Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. I'm just trying to see what I can get down with lower level clubs. For those of you that have lower level clubs, just to see what's possible, and taking a few chances on some holes, and played a few in ways that I didn't really want to play them. Now, the issue on this hole is going to be with a power 3 ball and a bigger, like if you got an extra mile 8, you can get out. So with a power 3 ball, power 3, if you're in the 360 range, is it 360? I think it is 360. And an upper developed sniper, you can reach this spot to do a rough bump. But I have a sniper that only has 160 yards of distance. So I'm going to have to get far enough up here that I can get to this area with my sniper. So I can't be messing around with the minimum 360. Because I think at 360, your red line with an upper developed sniper with a power 3 ball is right there. So I'm going to have to get farther forward than 360 in order to get into the zone where my sniper will be effective. So I may have to put some overpower on it in order to get up into that area. But I definitely want to try and take this with a sniper. Your other option is that you can hedge your bets and you can bring a guardian. And you're not going to have ball guide to bring you to the cup. And I can tell you on the rough bump, it takes very little movement. Like depending on where you're at up there, if you're 2 rings off of the transitional surface, it takes really no topspin. If you're 3 rings off, it takes maybe a half, maybe 1 topspin, eking more towards the half. And so you're not going to be able to get a look at it. And you can very easily, if you're trying to do that rough bump with a guardian, because you don't have very good ball guide, you can very easily overshoot it. So ideally, you want to bring a club that's got a great ball guide. But unfortunately, my great ball guide club is super short. So let's see what my options are for wood. I could bring my Viper and do that rough bump with my Viper because it hits 173 and I don't need a lot of topspin. And that rough bump is so wide that accuracy is not really, and I can probably net more distance here with my big topper. Than I can with my extra mile. Let's take a look at my options. I pick up 10 yards of distance there. I lose a little bit of ball guide. I'm going to take a Viper. The Viper's got even better ball guide than my level 2 hammerhead. I'm going to take my Viper. I'm going to take a Titan, the king of balls. Open up a chest, clear out a slot just in case I get a win. Let's see if we can go out there and get an eagle on this and finish off. We haven't really put my minimum score at risk on any of the holes. Picked up a few shots here and there. Got lucky on a couple of the par 3s. Hole number 7, that hole right there. I really do think that is the very first time I've ever gotten a hole in one on that hole. The deal here is that you can get over with a Marlin. The hard shot's going to be the second shot. Because you're going to be serious red line issues here. Serious red line issues at 332. So we'll see what club they brought, what secondary club they brought. I'm going to leave that wind in. I'm going to get every bit of help that I can possibly get. Getting it perfect. See if we can dig our way a lot farther than my opponent. Maybe 370, 388. That'll work. That will work. In that distance right there, I could have brought my sniper. So note to self, with just a little bit of overpower using the wind, the way the wind's blowing, you can get up into your sniper range. And it'll give you a much better look than the Viper will just because of the ball guide. Oh, gotta wake up. Wake up. There's Max. There's Min. What is my Viper? I remember 1.7 per ring. I'm in mid club. I'm gonna go 2 per ring. I'm just gonna do like a ring and a half pull. I'm gonna do a ring and 3/4 and kind of hedge my bet. Isn't it perfect? Not a very good look at it. I definitely do not want to blow past that. You have a lot of room on the backside, but it's so easy on this when you don't have good ball guide. Where I was out there with minimum club and max club, I probably from that range, I might just have had enough room because it's at 170, 173 versus the 160. Nice shot. Nice shot. They were able to get it done with the Marlin. I'd still be really close right there with my sniper. Isn't it perfect? In the hole, eagle. I think the safe play there, if you've got lower developed stuff like that, is to bring a Viper. And if you play this, I mean, if that's your main account and you're playing it, you can work that out. I could have put a little bit of topspin on there, and like I said, it does not take a lot. It literally takes like 1 topspin. It's 1.7 per ring. I'll try this hole once. Hey, where I can see you. Damn it. 10% wind adjustment. That's 2.4. That's 2.6. That's 1.7. That leaves me 9. That's about our half. So I'm gonna go a ring and a half. Oh, hit it. I hit it a ring and a half great to the left, and that's gonna put me in the fairway. That's that little area down there is so tight, so tight. If you mess it up to the left or the right, you are in big trouble. Big trouble. That's why normally when I come on these par 3s, I know that rough bump right there is the best way to go for hole 1. The other rough bump's actually not bad if you're going from the backside. But usually on these par 3s, especially when my clubs were lower developed like this account, I didn't mess around on these par 3s. I'd come out here and figure out how I could get on there with backspin and just stick it to the cup, get my birdie and roll on. And I gave up shots to people that had better clubs or were willing to take that risk. But I tried to make my money on the par 4s and try not to epic fail on the par 3s. All right. Low level account, out dinking around, no notes. -16, so it can be done. I think the minimum score, I'm going to stick the minimum score here as -13, and our goal is to try and pick up a couple shots, and the best places to pick those up are going to be on the par 4s. I think the mid par 4, we got a great shot. If we can work out hole number 1, we have a great shot on hole number 1. The mid par 5, we have a great shot at an Albie. And so there are opportunities out there for us to pick up shots, and we just need to tighten up our notes and just work out the clubs that are in your bag. Go out there, and if you're having a problem like on hole number 1, it'll take 2 or 3 times of shooting that shot. If you go back and watch the video on that, I tried the max overpower hook on the right. It'll take 2 or 3 times on that with whatever club you have to work out the trajectory. If you're having total difficulty doing it, you can just lay it up. The way the wind's blowing, you really kind of want to be on the left-hand side. But I think it's worth the effort, especially the way the wind's blowing here, because it'll be harder to get over on the left. There is a max overpower hook shot you can do on the left-hand side. You can go look in the playlist that I set up for this tournament when it started, and I show a max overpower hook shot from the left. And then all week long, we've been working on a max overpower hook shot on the right. So you do have options on that. But the par 4s are definitely hole number 1. What's the next one? Hole number 4 and hole number 8. Those are really, when you've got lower developed stuff, those are money makers. And trying not to be too risky on the par 3s. And the hole that we just had right there, that par 3, I got a hole-in-one on it, and I did the same shot right there with a sniper. So I had a little more accurate club. I had a little more wiggle room as far as to the left or the right. But it does seem like it's pushing the ball forward on that hole. So if you go back and look at that particular hole, you've got fairway, and you got the little rough area, and you got the little rough area, and this is sand, and we're landing in this area. I was dead center in the center of it, and where I hit was up here, and the wind's blowing like this. And so the wind didn't push me up there. This is actually forward of where I started. And so I'm not sure what's going on with that landing zone there, but you can get a hole-in-one on that hole, that par 3 that we just took. But this is a risky spot with lower developed clubs. So you're probably better off coming off over here in the fairway and just trying to backspin it to the hole, or do more of what my opponent did, where they were further back and they were just trying to run it up there. And stay away from those rough bumps if you have lower developed clubs. I know that it feels like you're giving a shot up, but it doesn't do you any good to leave hole number 3 with a 0, because then you really gave it up. You didn't just give up 1, you gave up 2. Okay, and that you can't do that. You do have options if you got lower developed clubs, and you still have the opportunity to pop off good scores. All right, that was the Safari Sunrise Tournament, Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.